Disney-MGM Studios. The Orlando counterpart to Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. I'll be your guide for part 1 of the Backstage Studio Tour. And sitting right behind me in the driver's seat, and that's a positive place for the driver to be, is my friend and colleague, yes, that multi-talented individual, Keith. Please give a nice big hello to Keith, please.
Hi. Hello, Keith.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome aboard. Tour guide here. Donald.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. Thank you, folks. You can shoot as much video and camera film as you like on this part of the tour, so just go ahead and start shooting away. Your first photo opportunity is coming way up there to your right in the sky. The symbol of the Disney-MGM Studios, the award-winning Eiffel Tower. It stands 13 stories tall and is capped off by Mousiers weighing 16 tons. In case you're wondering, that's a hat size of 342 and 3/8. Take a look off to your right, our prop storage area. The classic black car with the green spokes is from the movie The Untouchables, starring Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. The 2 futuristic police cars are from the Blade Runner. The red car, nicknamed the Coyote, you might recognize from Horror Castle of McCormick. And this is very important, the white car in the end that's cut in half, that's my car. It's a beauty, isn't it? The bungalows to your left house the production crews currently filming at Disney-MGM Studios. Bungalow 1, Republic Productions. Bungalow 2, Dick Clark and the new Let's Make a Deal. The host is Bob Hilton, and you can see that on NBC. And Bungalow 3 houses our own Mickey Mouse Club. Now Keith has steered us into a portion of our greens department, where we store plant, trees, and shrubs until they're needed on the set. Greenery is used to hide 60 topiaries spread throughout Walt Disney World. Take a look at this. Well, it looks like a green tree lying on the grass to your right. Well, it's actually a flower stem from the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. We now enter. As we ride through this department, you see some of the original costumes worn by Madonna, Warren Beatty, and Dick Tracy, Julie Andrews and Mary Poppins, Michael Jackson and Captain EO, and the co-stars of Who, Frame Roger Rabbit. Here in costuming, it all begins with designer sketches, some of which can be seen on the far back wall. Then, the seamstresses and tailors take over. Last year they used over 175,000 yards of fabric. Here in Florida, we're very proud to say that we have the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million garments, and that's increasing every day. The next department you'll be viewing on your left is our lighting department. The lighting department can show those fellows on the back wall. You're going to get an idea how they were made up for the Dick Tracy movie. Yes, you can see right through it, can't you? It's just a facade of the show used for exterior shots only. You probably guessed that it gets a little drafty in there. Well, that's okay, because on our backlot, we can recreate just about anything, including the weather. I'll tell you more about that. But first, ladies and gentlemen, there's Herbie. He parked himself in front of a Mickey. Ernest Saves Christmas, starring Jim Varney. You know what I mean, Vern? Now, the first house we passed was used for winter holiday scene for a commercial last Christmas. They added Christmas. Well, you can't see it too well to your left. Designers select a house for a show. Details appropriate for a small town setting. But what if the script took place in a big city? Well, when we turn this corner, take a look behind our backlot church where those bricks begin. Right around the corner to your left is the future home of the Muppet Studios. In the spring of 1991, it will feature a We're now turning into a boneyard. A boneyard is where we store used cars, trains, planes, even spaceships, until they're needed for a new production. You might recognize some of these large-scale props. The blue helicopter cockpit in the back is from the movie Blue Thunder, starring Roy Scheider. This section of a train, 4449, is from the movie Tough Guys, starring Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas. Right in front of our train is a Silverstone speeder, piloted by Mark Hamill in The Empire Strikes Back, and the brown floating sand skiff, which helped Billy D. Williams and Harrison Ford escape the sandpit monster in Return of the Jedi. There's that spaceship I told you about. That's the space part from the Disney movie Flight of the Navigator. Also coming up on your right side, one of the orange and red trolley cars from the movie, Frame, Roger Rabbit. It's actually a modified bus. If you took off those fake trolley wheels, you see the bus tires right underneath. And our exclusive mini yacht club. Now I pointed out to you on Residential Street that the houses were just facades or empty shells. Take a look across the canal to your right. You're going to get a real backstage view. You're going to notice right away that there is not a lot of privacy in our community. Take a look at the architectural details on the roof, such as the wooden shingles. They stop just beyond the camera range. That's because we build only what the camera needs to see. But what if the camera needs to see something that isn't there? What if we needed an environment that you just couldn't find in Central Florida? For example, where in Central Florida could you find an active oil field in a rocky, dry, barren desert canyon? Well, you can. So a few months ago, they built one here in the backlot for the upcoming movie. Now we're going to stop in here for just a few moments. I'd like to point out a few things to you. Thank you very much, Keith. I appreciate that. Remember when I told you on Residential Street that we can recreate just about anything, including the weather? What if the script called for a real rain downpour? In movie making, time is money, and sometimes Mother Nature does not cooperate. So when the cameras are ready to roll, the rain has to be ready to fall. Keith, can we have that rain sequence, please? Now, to create this illusion, we use high-powered water spouts just overhead at the camera range. The nozzles at the end of the spout shoot the water upward and outward, giving you a nice, natural rainfall. Now you folks didn't get too wet, did you? No, I exaggerated, didn't I? Oh. I apologize to those on the left who are disappointed. Wait a minute. Scene 1, take 2. What are they talking about, Keith? Wait a minute. They told me they finished shooting early this morning. We have guests in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please stop rocking the shuttle. Don't be so nervous, okay? And go on the fires on your right side. We'll get those out, okay? We'll make a phone call. Another take? No, I don't think so. How did you like that, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to take you behind the scenes to show you how the catastrophe was created in Catastrophe Canyon. Everyone survived Catastrophe Canyon back there? Yes? All right, of the facades of buildings, they're held up by steel structures. These facades were designed with Florida weather. And gentlemen, welcome back to New York Street. Please get your video and camera equipment ready. As we pass the arch coming up on your right side, look straight down the middle. Take a look at those skyscrapers and buildings at the end of New York Street. They're actually just painted flats. That's an old movie trick called forced perspective, developed by Cecil B. DeMille in the early 1920s. The Empire State Building in New York City is over 100 stories tall. Ours is just over 4. Uh-oh. Are there any tunes on board? Well, if there are, get your fluffy ears, funny beaks inside the shuttle. Coming up on the left side is the original Disney-Mobile created by Judge Doom to destroy the tunes of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so watch out, Toonies. Designers spent over a year and a half planning and constructing our set. While the brick and stonework look like the real thing, they're actually fiberglass, steel, cement, and styrofoam all painted and aged to look like they've been around for decades. But what if the script takes you to a different time and place? Well, we can remove these street lights and trees, and with just the right props, signs, and vehicles, we could make this street look like any city at any time. As we turn this corner, I'm going to give you a good example of what I mean. We're going down Dick Tracy Street right now. Take a look at these brightly painted buildings that represent the highly stylized facades of the Touchstone picture comedy Dick Tracy, starring Warren Beatty and Madonna. Dick Tracy premiered here June 15th at Walt Disney World at the AMC 10 theaters at Pleasure Island. A set director spent many months searching for just the right details to bring these street and buildings to life. Even the garbage in the scene is part of the set dressing. You might think that someone comes along with a garbage can full of garbage and throws it out on the street. It's a little more complicated than that. Art and set directors work together, placing that trash just right for a scene to make it look real. Sometimes they do their job a little bit too well. For one production on New York Street, they bought $5,000 worth of trendy trash.